Hi, Sherry Kalashevsky here from Your Wealth Quest. Today I'm going to cover 7 tips to reach your wealth goals. Many people want to be rich, but I'm sorry to say many of them will not reach their goals mostly because of their mindset, their skill set, and their action set or lack of action set. Don't let this be you. I know this isn't you. I know that you are an action taker, you are success driven, and you want to have information and tips to basically go ahead and increase your wealth in your life. So stack the odds in your favor to create and keep the wealth in your life. Today I've got 7 tips for you. What these tips are meant to do is get you to your wealth goal. The 7 tips are: number 1, create a financial plan. Simply put, this is a document that states your current money situation along with your long-term financial goals that you can then use to make a plan to reach those goals. If you don't know where you're starting, what your current situation is, and you don't know what your goals are for the future, it's hard to create a plan to get there. Number 2, eliminate all bad debt. Building wealth can be made much more difficult if you're holding bad debt. And if you release that bad debt and pay it off, it can be made much, much easier. And what I mean by bad debt is debt that is revolving. Typically unsecured debt, things like credit cards, unsecured loans, payday loans, those sorts of debts. Pay those off as quickly as you can. Put extra money to those as fast as you can and get rid of that bad debt. Once you've gotten rid of that bad debt, put that money towards your investing and let it grow for you and build your wealth. Number 3, use the power of compounding to your advantage. If you have investments or savings and they are making any kind of money for you, maybe a dividend, maybe an interest rate, maybe even income, use that money and reinvest it in order to make money on the money that you've made. I know it's really confusing, but basically compounding means that you begin to earn interest on the interest that you receive, which in turn multiplies your money faster. And this is based on the rate of return that you're getting and also the number of years or the amount of time that you stay within the investment. But if you keep reinvesting that money, you are going to build your wealth faster than you could have if you pull that money out and spend it. Number 4, this is a big one right now. Stay above the rate of inflation. So a lot of people ignore inflation, largely because it feels like it's abstract and it's been really low for many, many years. So we really haven't had to think about it as consumers and individual investors. However, the rate of inflation can impact the rate that your rate of return on your investments. If you are receiving a 6% return on your investment and the inflation rate is 8%, that means you're losing 2%. On the other hand, if you are making 10% on your investments and the rate of inflation is 8%, you are making at least 2%. Be careful and be aware of the rate of inflation and how it might be impacting your investments. Tip number 5, never spend the principal. Once you have moved money from a spending account, and a spending account is either a checking account or a savings account, and you move that money to an investing account or an investing asset, maybe an IRA, which is an investing account, or maybe you've bought a rental property, which would be an investing asset, do not spend the money that you used to actually make that purchase. That is the principal. Money generated from the principal, whether it's interest or income, some sort of profit, that can be used to spend, or better yet, if you don't need it right now in your life, reinvest it. And go back to one of our earlier principles of taking advantage of compounding. This will generate your wealth faster and faster over time. Principle number 6, take time to evaluate your investments. Now, unless you're a day trader, you have really no need to be glued to a terminal that's telling you what the stock movement is day to day on a regular basis. However, you do want to check your investments periodically, whether it's monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to watch what your investments are doing, see how they're performing, weed out the poor investments, maybe take that money and reinvest it in something else, but let your good investments flourish. And the last tip, tip number 7, take a long-term approach to your financial situation, especially in building wealth. Life will challenge you. It challenges all of us. The markets will go up and down. The economy will be good and bad. Your finances may stall or they may soar at times, but don't get discouraged when things feel down. Have a savings plan. Have your savings set aside for expected and emergency expenses in the near term, but take a long-term approach, such as years, to be able to build true wealth that will sustain you and your family for generations. So 7 tips to reach your wealth goal. Hope you have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.